Wow. Oh, look at them new tyres. New tyres, yeah. That's brilliant, I like that. That's better than a 900. Yeah. A lot of people have. Hey.
You know I don't play right. I'll put up a good fight. Just give me the word.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's fine.
You know I don't play right. You know I don't play right.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. What are we doing this afternoon? Well, as you can see, we're sat on another Voge. We're sat riding the new Voge 625, the DS 625X, bigger brother to the 525. So I'll be having a little chat about it. We'll be putting it through its paces, having a good look over the bike. I'll be telling you what I think about it. And we'll, as per usual, we'll get it up on a short piece of trail. I'm in sport mode. There's two modes on this. There's normal mode, E mode. Well, that could stand for economy, I guess. And then there's a sport mode. Right, the brakes. Well, they work. This bike's done 82 mile. There's not as much bite on them as I'd like there to be. You've got twin Nissans up the front, two-pot Nissan calipers. Well, I think about 280, maybe 290 mil discs. We'll go through that a bit later on anyway. And you've got a single Nissan on the back. Yeah, it pulls up, but it doesn't bite, if you know what I mean. You get that sort of, you like to have that nice bite with the brakes, don't you? It does the job. No vibration whatsoever coming through the pegs. We're doing 30 mile an hour now. Smooth as a baby's backside. The riding position is lovely. Everything just the handlebars are in exactly just the right place. Foot pegs might be a little bit high for me. I'm about 6 foot, 6'1". The seat height, like I say, it's got quite a low seat height. I think it's 835 mil. I may be wrong. We'll go through the stats later on. But two position screen on there. Plenty of you. I've got no elbow intrusion whatsoever on the mirrors. The mirrors are brilliant. So that's unusual for nowadays for a bike. You're normally looking at your elbows, aren't you, in a lot of the mirrors? But it seems like a big bike. It's all this is built up, so you're sat right down in it. Everything's built up around you, so it feels quite secure. You know, it's a nice, safe place to sit. You're not sat on top of it. You've got a handlebar. Well, wind deflectors, let's call it. I don't think they're guards. Oh, they might do the trick. They might do the trick. It's a lot of these so-called handlebar guards nowadays on these bikes are there for show, really, and for just keeping the wind off your hands or the rain off your hands. They don't exactly wouldn't do much in if you hit a tree or something with them. But yeah, third gear, and it's just trickling along. A little bit jerky. Let's see if I can put it into economy mode. There you go, that's gone into economy mode now. Yeah, that's throttle's a little bit smoother now. There's a fair bit of play on it, look. Can you see that? But that can all be obviously adjusted. You know, you can take the play up in the throttle. I'll show you that again. And I think the whole body's moving slightly. Can you see that? That needs sorting out. Doing a screw up, I expect. But the difference between economy and sport doesn't seem a great deal. Like I say, it's a little bit smoother on the throttle in economy, as most things would be. Most bikes are normally a little bit smoother when they're in economy mode or road mode rather than sport. But it doesn't seem that much difference, as in actual performance-wise. But it's pulling up this hill. Well, I'm still in a 40 mile an hour. It's pulling up this hill no problem in fourth gear. So, you know, it's putting out a fair amount of torque. It's, you know, it's not a buzzy engine, put it that way. It doesn't feel like a buzzy engine. Gearbox selector's nice and smooth as well. There we go. Yeah, it's pulling up here easy. So it should. I think it's about 65 brake horsepower, this. Fifth gear, and it's pulling lovely. And that's in economy mode. Quite happily. Doesn't feel underpowered. Right, we've got nationals coming up, so we're in top gear. I'm just going to open the throttle and see how it pulls in top. Sixth gear. Yeah, that's quite more than adequate, I'd say. Then just click it down a gear. Feels a little bit fluffy, because I just, like I say, down to fifth, open the throttle, a little bit fluffy, but then most of these new bikes are, because they're leaned out so much. There's hardly any fuel going through them. But talking about fuel, I think the fuel consumption on this is supposed to be around 63 miles per gallon ish. Like I say, it's a 583cc. They call it a 625, but it's a 583cc displacement. And I think they've compared to the old 525, which I think was a square engine, and the bore and stroke were exactly the same, and I think that was 65 mil. I may be wrong. We'll go through that later on, but I think it's 65 mil bore and 65 mil stroke. Where this, they've increased the bore on this, obviously, and shortened the stroke. And I think the engine is very similar to the Honda derived 525. Right, we're going to turn left here. We're going to go up a Hatpen Hill, and we'll get it on that back road to Marlborough or Marlborough. Anyway, we're coming up to some windings going up that hill, up Hatpen, so we'll give it the beans up there. Try not to fall off of it, I guess. Right, let's oh yeah, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with the handling on this thing. It's nice and planted, sticks to its lines. Still prefer the non 270 degree 525 motor, I reckon. What we're going to do then, we'll whip it down this trail, or this is a public road, and we'll have a look at the bike, and we'll also see how it copes with some very light trail work. So let's go. Very comfortable, just in the seated position, just sitting down, very comfortable. Oh, they've got a raven in the back of that truck, a pet raven. That's nice, isn't it? Old caravan part of it. They're popping up all over the place, aren't they, these caravans now, in the inner cities, the people are living in them. This country is... now, there was a big old van parked up there, that's gorgeous in there. There was a big old van parked up there the other day, and it looks like they've just dumped a lot of their crap before they moved on. And if you go into that wood, there's all sorts of crap in there, and it's such a shame because it's beautiful in there. But come summer, everybody decides they're a traveller, don't they? Till it gets too cold. So you get all these vehicles just littering, and I'll say littering, the highways, all the trails. Anyway, ran over. So I'm going to stand up now. We'll give it the standing up test. Up we go. Oh, lovely. Yeah, there's plenty of leg room. You know, you can steer it with your knees. I found that the 900 I took out, the BMW derived 900. A little bit, there were some big protrusions on the tank which I didn't particularly like. It sort of interfered with when you're leaning forward and stuff, especially if you're going up hills, stood on the pegs. My Benelli was the same. But this is breezing it now on this trail, very similar to the 525. So now I'm in sport. Right, let's stick it down to E economy mode. It'll be a little bit softer on the throttle. Yeah, that's better. Anyway, look at this for a view. It's a little bit eager. It wants to, even in economy mode, see I'm throttling off. Yeah, that throttle wants adjusting. Those cables want us adjusting. There's too much play on it. Right, okay, I'm in second. So I'm doing the Royal Enfield second gear crawl. And I've got the throttle actually shut now, and it's just idling along, which is fantastic. I'm not going to give it the beans along here because there's a lot of stones, and I don't want the stones to be flying all over the place and perhaps chipping the bike because it's brand new. And I'm always very mindful of these the demo bikes. At some point somebody will be buying the bikes, and they don't want something that's been hammered to hell, do they? Well, I wouldn't have thought they would. I was running in a brand new Bear the other day for Bike Treads. It was a demo, and I just put a few miles up on it because I love the Bear. Barbary Castle there, look, Hillfall. So we'll take the bike up to Barbary and we'll have a good look around it. The trail work, no problem. Light trail work. Put a decent set of tyres on it, and I think it'd be quite happy doing some more technical stuff. I prefer this over the 900. Let's give it some beans. Oh yeah, second gear, that just goes from walking pace to right. We got some dogs here, so I'm going to slow it right down. I'll slip back in the saddle. Thank you very much. Right, so we could go up that track, but we're not going to. I think if you stick to the road sort of trails, you're not going to get so many dog walkers. I'm in second, trying to pull away in second. Right, first gear, here we go. Yeah, it's lively, this is. Like I say, a little bit lively, but fun. See, it just wants to go, and that's just a small amount of throttle. But like I say, you can just back it off, shut the throttle down. I'm in second. And it's found its spot, look, and it's just popping along. There you go, look. One-handed. Like I say, there's a lot of people that won't be doing this sort of thing, but they just use it as a road bike. But you gotta have a bit of fun on them, haven't you? We're turning right here. We're gonna go up that hill. I'm gonna let this car come down. There's another car there. Now, up there where that white car is, there's a right gnarly bit of trail, and I'm not going to take it up there. Some big holes and stuff. So I shan't be doing that. Oh, we've got another car coming down now. I'm not waiting for that one. Alright, that's in right, let's just put it into sport. Third gear. Nothing coming. Yeah, I'm used to my blooming DE Suzuki, you know. I know that's 760 odd cc, but the torque on that is blooming amazing mid-range. This hasn't got it so much. And we're going to have a look at it here. So, right then, here we are, Barbary Castle. Look at that for a view. Barbary Castle is an Iron Age hill fort just above the town of Rawton. So here we have it, the DS, the Voge DS 625X. There you go. It's quite a nice looking bike actually. You got, let's have a quick look round it. So we got spots on the front, very similar to the 525 to look at. Obviously different colours. You've got your crash bars. Yeah, the motor is 581cc, the displacement, and it's obviously a parallel twin. And it's got a 270 degree crank. That differs from the 500, the DSX 525. Sorry, the bore is 76mm. It's got a 76mm bore and a 64mm stroke, opposed to the old 525, which was a 68 bore and 68 strokes. It was dead square. This is putting out, I think, about 65 brake horsepower at 9,000 revs and 42 pound-foot of torque at 6,500 revs. So it's a little bit more powerful. The old 525 was 46.9, so it came into the A2 category, A2 license category. So also the 525 was 32 foot-pound of torque. So you got an extra 10 foot-pound of torque on this motor. 6-speed gearbox with a slipper clutch, and I reckon it'll do about 64 miles per gallon. Let's have a little look around it anyway. So the welding looks all right on there. Let's have a look at the footrests. Yeah, they seem nice. You've got an alley swing arm. I think the frame is steel. It's a steel frame on there. You got some big old. Now, what's these on here? That's unusual. Obviously, you can take these off. There's some screws under there. Take these off, and you can you can use these on the trails with your boots if you're doing trail riding. I think that's a bit gimmicky. I don't think you'll be getting into trailing that that much to warrant doing that. Maybe though. But yeah, it seems all nicely put together actually. It seems really well put together. Brakes, you've got twin pot Nissans, 2 of them, with 298mm discs. Your front tyre, you got a 110 80 19 Metzler Torrents on there. Yeah, you got your front upside downers. They're KYBs and they're adjustable for preload, rebound and compression. You can see your crash bars running up under the beak. There's no snorkels coming out under there, no air intakes under there to suck any water in like you had on the 900. And there's your little spots tucked in there, look, lovely. You got tubeless, obviously tubeless rims as well. It's running tubeless rims. And there's your spokes on the hub there, look. Rear, you've got a 240mm disc with a single pot Nissan, and the rear tyres are a 150/70 by 17 with a Metzler Torrents. You've got a centre stand, look. You've got a centre stand on it, which is a good thing. A rack, you've got the rack on there. And there's your rear suspension setup, and that's for compression and rebound. And your shock's tucked in there out of the way, look, with a little cover over it. No quick shifter on this. Oh, quick shifters don't really make much of a difference to me. You've got a bash plate under there. Got a nice bash plate. The seat height is 835mm, which ain't bad. And the weight of it is 206 kg. That is quite pleasant. Not having to cock your leg right up in the air to get it over the rear seat, which you do on a Suzuki, and you had to do on that on its big brother, the 900, the Beamer derived thing. So anyway, let's have a sit on it. Right, when you first get on it, everything, like I say, the handlebars are in a nice position. You got a nice set of risers there. They're brought up quite a way. You can see that. There's all your adjustments for your front shocks. We've got a cigarette lighter style plug there. I call it the camping plug, because you can plug your bloody airbed pumps and stuff into that. And then under here you've got a USB, just one USB, normal USB style plug. Let's start it up and see what, or let's switch it on and see what we got. There you go, so there's your TFT lighting up. You've got miles per hour as your neutral. You've got your rev count, that's quite small. Obviously fuel there, and your engine temperature there. The mode you're in, which is economy. Tyre pressures. Air temperature, I do believe. Or is that volts? No, that's voltage. That's 12.7 volts. That's what it's reading. And then you've got your time. And then your odo there, like your mileometer, which is 98 miles. This bike's done 98 miles. So left-hand switch gear, you've got horn. You've got your indicator switch, nice and precise. Unlike the 900, I didn't like the 900's indicators whatsoever. They were sort of bendy and there was no precise feel to them. You've got your mode button, so you can, I don't know if I can pick that up on the, it's gone into economy, and press it again, it goes into sport. And then you've got your ABS. I think you can switch your ABS off for the trails, whether it's just the rear, I don't know. And then you've got traction control. You can switch that off as well, I think, or you can play around with it. And also an enter button. So, I'm not going to get into all this, because you can spend hours talking about it. Over here you've got your headlight flasher, so there's your headlight flasher. Lovely set of mirrors, no elbow intrusion whatsoever on the mirrors. Moving across to the right hand side, you've got your spots. That's your spotlight switch there. Obviously your kill button, your hazards, and your start button, which is down here. And is it a one press starter? Let's have a look. No, it isn't. There you go. It's straight up onto a nice tick over. And then obviously the amp meter, 13.34 volts, that's settled down. But yeah, you got a nice offbeat sound to it because it's got the 270-degree crank. Your screen, that's adjustable, two-point adjustment on that. So there's down, and then there's up. Oh, I can't do that. There you go, and that's come up. That's on its highest point. Like I say, I'd have to have a screen extender on that, I reckon. But it does a pretty good job of bringing the air around you. So yeah, I'm liking it, and you can see how I don't know if you can pick that up, but I'm sat in the bike. Very, but that's your view when you're going along anyway. I'll get off it and I'll give it a rev so you can get an idea of the sound of it. You can hear the offbeat sound of it. There you go. So anyway, we'll switch it off. Don't want to annoy anybody or too many people. So that's it. You know, it's a very nice all-round package. Oh, should we have a look at the indicators? Let's try the indicators. So, there you go. Oh, you got the sequential ones. Look. I reckon those are nice when you... And then we'll have a quick look round the back. There you go. That's what your back looks like. Okay, there's the Wroughton Aerodrome down there, or the Wroughton Airstrip. And in the Second World War, that used to be like a hub they used to bring all the planes from the factories. The pilots, lady pilots, predominantly, would bring the planes in from the manufacturers or wherever, ready for dispatch to their squadrons. They'd all come into Wroughton. Anyway. There you go, there's the TFT, it's all lit up, so we've got plenty of fuel. Press the old starter button. Back down the hill. Like I say, gearbox is nice and precise, a little bit clunky, but there's no quick shifter on it. I think the weather's on the change in the UK as well, because we've had blistering weather for last few months, and it's a little bit overcast today, but we could do with the water. Definitely do with the water. Right, down the hill. There's the trail that came along. Should we go back up that? No. I'm trying to think. I could go back up. We could take the Marlborough Road, but we're sort of going up that trail. We'll come down onto the main road. There, if I went up there, I would be taking the mickey a little bit, I think. Because that is a bit gnarly, that one, and like I say, it's a brand new motorcycle. I wouldn't want to take the mick out of Martin and Gavin, because they're kind enough to lend me these bikes. So anyway, here we are. We're on the main drag from Marlborough back to Swindon. It's a little bit windy. I hope the audio's all right. Right. What do I think of this? Let's sum it up. I love it. I love this bike. I love the 525, and this is the same. Maybe the 270-degree crank, I'm not into it so much, but nevertheless, it's got a lot more grunt, and I think you get away with touring on this. You could take this anywhere in the world. You could tour anywhere in the world. You could have the 525. And considering the capacity, and this is, like I say, I think about 586cc or something like that. It's quite amazing. Quite amazing. Very comfortable. I'd have one. Definitely. The handling is brilliant on it. The handling's brilliant. Doesn't need a steering damper like the bigger version of this, the 900. Everything you need, really. I'd probably, like I say, a little bit of the throttle needs adjusting on this. There's a little bit too much movement on it. And my only sort of, not complaint, but bugbear with it is on the trail, and this will do trails, believe you me, this will do trails, is just off the throttle stop, regardless of what you're in, whether you're in sport mode or economy mode. It does try to take off a bit quick. It's a little bit eager, shall we say. Well, you really want them damped down a bit on the trails, don't you? But, you know, if you're experienced, totally manageable. Like I say, it's amazing how this engine wants to go. It just wants to go. So yeah, thumbs up from me. Fantastic little motorcycle. So all I'd like to say is thanks for sticking with me on this one. Thanks for watching the channel. It'd be nice if you aren't subscribed. It'd be nice for you to subscribe. Try and build the channel up a little bit. There's a lot of people that watch this, but I ain't got that many. Well, I still ain't got too many subscribers. So it'd be nice to get a few more. Put it that way. So take care. Stay safe. And I'll see you all on the next one. Cheerio.